it's What If Wednesday. Hi, it's Mindy. What If Wednesday's here, and this is our chance to connect, to share some ideas, to brainstorm together. And today, I want to share with you some nuance, some of the finer skills of what if upping. This is some tips that came out of our leadership huddle this week, and I thought they were really helpful for those of you who might be really practiced at what if upping, but you are things going on in the background, but you are looking to do it better. Like, how can I take it to the next level? So I want to share with you some tips for how to do that today in our What If Wednesday. At any time, if you want to share what's new with you, share your wins, share some things that you're working on, post them in the comments. Love to know that you're here and love supporting you with this methodology. Okay, so quick refresher. If you're new to what if upping, what does it mean? So what if upping is simply taking an idea, a desire, an intention, a challenge, whatever it might be. I want to write a book. I want to travel the world. You take that idea and we approach it with what if questions. And we call it what if upping because those what if questions are designed to create possibility and expansion. Like, what if it works? And what if it's easy? And what if it's fun? There's an upward momentum to those types of questions, as opposed to what most of the world does, which is what if I can't? And what if the time's wrong? And what if it's too hard? And that's what if downing. Okay. So that's just the baseline. What we do in this community is we share our intentions, our desires, our challenges, our goals, our problems, whatever it is. And we rise to the challenge. We rise to the dream with the power of our imagination using this little phrase, what if, to get us there. So that is how it works. Now you can just go with that, and that can be very powerful. What I find, especially among our leadership team, is when you start using this with groups, you start learning some of the finer nuances of it. So what I want to share with you is a few things that I've learned and that our leaders have learned through practice in terms of using it powerfully. So what came up for us this week is, how do you use the process when someone is not in a perky, positive state? And this came up from someone who said, sometimes I love the process, but sometimes I'm just not quite ready for what if it's sunshine and lollipops and butterflies. Sometimes I just can't get there. So I want to share with you, first tip is, when you're using this for yourself, know that when you're down, the goal is not to get yourself to this high flying place. The goal is to make yourself feel better. So the what ifs that make you feel even a little bit better are moving you in a positive direction, and not to rush that process. So when I'm feeling kind of, down in the dumps, I like what ifs, like, what if I remember that this is not permanent? What if I give myself all the time that I need in this space so that I can move through it and process what I need to process? So my what ifs are kind of broad and gentle and slow. What if I just breathe? What if I just walk away from it for a moment? What if I focus on something else, right? So those are the types of what ifs. What we found is that when you're not in, if you say this is baseline of neutral, this is positive, happy, and this is stressed out anxiety. When I'm in stressed out anxiety, that's when I like the what ifs that are gentle, that are broad. What if you just relax into the space that you're in? What if you don't judge the fact that you're in this space? Like, what if that's totally okay? And what if you'll know when you're ready to move beyond that? And there's something about letting go of the judgment and letting go of the resistance to being wherever you are that can be a little bit liberating. So if you're down there, go broad strokes. What if you just relax into the space? What if you let it be? What if you reach out to someone and ask for help? Whatever that might be, whatever feels good is an up what if, a what if up. So once you start feeling positive, like once you get above that neutral zone and you're like, okay, I'm feeling kind of good now, got some energy, I've got some pep in my step again. If you're feeling really good, and especially when you're on fire and loving life and things are good and things are popping, that's when the what ifs can get really strategic. They can get really specific. What if you know, write down 10 things that you could do today? What if you write down something that you think is impossible and you decide to go for it? What if you contact this person or reach that goal or whatever it might be? You can get really specific when you're feeling good. In fact, the more specific you are, what if that perfect living arrangement shows up for you? And what if that white picket fence or that tiny house or that house on the lake, whatever that thing is, you can get really specific when you're feeling really good. When you're not feeling so good, those specifics can feel overwhelming and they can feel stressed out. So how do you know if you are what if upping? You'll know because it feels good, right? So allow the way it feels to guide you into how specific or how broad those what ifs are. Now, the second part of this this tip, this check-in today, is about what if upping with other people, because it's really tempting when we see people and they're down and we're not. We're feeling pretty good. It's pretty tempting to want to go in and we want to lift them up, right? We want to get them to where we are. We want them to feel as good as we feel. But know that when you're down here and you have friends who are up here, it's a pretty big gap. So as loving what if uppers, sometimes the things to do is to not try to get them up to where you are, but just to give them some space to be where they are, and maybe to create some what ifs that are loving and supportive and non-judgmental about where they are, not trying to move them anywhere, but what ifs that are really focused on love. What if you feel the love that is surrounding you at this moment? What if you know that it's exactly wherever you are, whatever you're feeling? What if you know it's totally okay? And what if you allow yourself to just receive love right now? Right? So those are good what ifs when someone's feeling a little down. I always say, especially if you're doing this with an intention behind it, like I'm trying to help you, uh, ask for permission. Is it okay if I what if with you? Can I what if up? Would you like to what if up this? And if you've never what if up with them before, you can explain to them, here's what this thing is. It's a tool that helps me. Can I share it with you? And get permission before you really go on a rampage with what ifs. It's a really great way to bond. It's a really great way to support each other. It's a really great way to share your love and concern for the people that you care about. And it's a great tool to use on your own as well. So what other tips do you have for what if upping? I love to lay down a challenge every week. So this challenge for the week is going to be what if upping with someone else. So what if you ask someone if you could what if up with them? What if you get their permission to what if up a topic that they share with you as something that matters to them? And what if in sharing the process, you have a positive impact on their day? What if it strengthens your relationship? What if it makes you feel better because you're in the space of being generous and helpful and making a difference for others? So, what are the possibilities for you as you take on this week's What If Up challenge? All right. So, I'd love to hear from you. Any nuances that you want to add to this list of things that are helpful as you are what if upping with yourself or with others, post them in the comments below so that we can all learn and grow together. So thanks for joining me for this What If Wednesday. I love having you as part of our community. Remember to share, spread the word, and invite others to join us at whatifup.org. All right. Have a fabulous week, friends. Reach out throughout the community anytime, anything that you need, anything you want to what if up. We are here for you. We'll see you inside the community.